All right, good afternoon, Saints baseball fans. We're finally back with another edition of In the Dugout. Patrick, get your fat head out of the camera.
All right.
We haven't been able to do this for the last couple of weeks because the schedule and so on hasn't been convenient, but we're glad everybody could get caught up today in the last 3 weeks. So to keep things moving, we're going to bounce back and forth here among the coaches. 3 weeks ago, we were in the tournament at Deep Run, had a good week. With a little bit of a summary on that is Coach Wade.
So we started the tournament that week. We had the opening game against the host team, Deep Run. Came out and played very well, won that game, which put us in the winner's bracket going forward. And then the second game, we played Grassfield High School, which ended up being a pretty lopsided game for us. But actually was a great game for us because everybody got to play. We got a lot of people in, and a lot of people had a lot of success. I forget how many hits it was. It was something ridiculous. I think we had 14 hits and like 12 walks or something. It was we were pretty much on base the whole game. And then that put us in the championship game of the tournament where we played Benedictine. Unfortunately, that game didn't go the way we wanted it to. It didn't work out to the way we hoped it would. Although in that game we did scrap and claw a little bit. We fell down early, came back, took the lead, and then eventually got away from us late, and they pulled away and won the game. But as you'll hear in subsequent weeks, we got our measure of revenge eventually. So that was the Deep Run week.
All right, we had a lot of good performances in that tournament. Nick Biddison was 4 for 7 with triple, 3 runs, 2 hit by pitch, 2 walks. So he was on base about 70-75% of the time, which was a great week. Hunter Andrews was 6 for 11. They probably weren't the prettiest hits, would you agree, Hunter? But still, getting on base, some 3 RBIs there. Madison Furman, 4 for 8 with a couple RBIs, a couple walks, so good week. But it was hard not to, that week, give Player of the Week to Patrick Ritzis for 7-inning, complete game, win, under the lights, big game against the host at 7 o'clock. 11 Ks in that game against 3 walks, and also was 3 for 10 in the tournament with a couple doubles and 3 RBIs. So a good week for Patrick. So congratulations, Patrick. All right, moving on to the next week. We had a really big week after that, opening up in the league with collegiate and then Benedictine games. Coach Starnes will take us through that week.
Happy to do so. Thanks for being here. So we got to bounce back. We go into our big rivalry week, right? Our 2 biggest rivals, collegiate and Benedictine, coming immediately off of the loss to Benedictine in the Deep Run tournament. So how's this going to work? How are we going to respond? And how we responded was brilliantly. That was a tough week on all of us, on pitchers, on our pitching staff, on our hitters. We're going to face probably the best pitching that we will be facing up to that point in the year, and everybody responded. It's the old throw out the record books when you're playing, when Collegiate and St. Chris are playing. You never know what's going to happen in those games, and our squad responded terrifically, and then to take care of them and then come back against Benedictine in the big game. 1,000+ people out at RF&P Park for the buddy ball game. Everybody in town is watching what they think are the 2 best teams in the area, and to come out of there again, kind of a staff pitching performance, and facing the 2 hardest throwers that we'll probably see all year, probably until the playoffs. Hitters responded, and very exciting to finish that week 3-0. So congratulations to our guys, and thanks to all of you, all 3 of you who were there watching the game.
In terms of Player of the Week, there were a lot of candidates here. It's pretty hard to have 7 RBIs in a week and not be the Player of the Week, which was Donovan was 5 for 12 with a double. If we remember, he had the walk-off home run against Collegiate, which was just huge, obviously. And so that was a great week. also, you know, hard to believe you can get a win and under the lights with the pitching performance that Patrick had that night against Benedictine, coming in there and really shutting those guys down, giving us an opportunity to win that game late. That was huge. But there are two other guys to mention. One is Will Atkinson, who stat-wise, you know, 2 for 6 with a couple RBIs, but if you paid attention, Will was a guy who was on base all the time that week when key situations came up. Whether it was Donovan with some of his hits or Nick with some of his hits, Will was a guy, bottom of the order, turning it over, whether it was a walk, whether it was putting the ball in play, getting on in there, whatever it was huge. So we can't forget about, you know, guys, even when they don't have 7 RBIs or something. But player of the week that week goes to Nick Biddison, who was 5 for 10, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 5 runs scored. Just an awesome week and the biggest week and the biggest set of games for us. Congratulations to Nick. All right, in our final week here, 2 games, short week for us with junior senior. 2 games against Trinity. Not a lot of stats that really jumped out. Nick was 2 for 6 with a couple RBIs, a key one in that game over at Trinity. Donovan had 6 RBIs with his 150-foot home run. You don't give them back, right? We talked about that. To take advantage of that field, that's fine. That was great. Patrick 2 for 6 with a couple RBIs. Similar to Will, I think it needs to be mentioned that a guy like Josh Waite was on base a lot this week. 1 for 2 with a couple runs, hit batter, 3 walks. Hey, if they're going to keep walking, the 8 guy and our 9 guy can move them up and set it up for Nick and Donovan, Patrick, Hunter at the top of the lineup, we're going to do well. We're going to do real well. And that was a great example of working all the way through the lineup that everybody can contribute to this. So a shout out to Josh. But we're going to go with player of the week for Madison Furman. Obviously complete game, 2-hitter, 10 Ks, 0 walks over there at Trinity. That's a great effort on that short porch where anything can happen. Just dominated that game. So congratulations to Matt. One of the reasons we're able to do this today is because obviously we're rained out today against Stab. We don't know exactly what's going to happen with making it up. We're not giving up on tomorrow, Wednesday yet, but there are some problems, as I told you guys, with whether the field will be ready and whether we can even get umpires. It is possible we could try to do something Thursday, but it could be that we have to play 2 up there on Friday. So we'll be in touch, parents, as soon as we know what the plan is. And that means, that changes things with pitching and stuff, because we could be playing 3 games in less than, 12 hours or something, like 15, 16 hours, something like that, and then have to come back on Tuesday. If anybody's capable of doing it, it's this group with, we're deep, and we may have to use some of that depth to get through, and that's okay. We'll come out and hit, and that'll take care of a lot of things. Our pitchers will do their thing, and we'll be okay. But we're in a great spot for folks who are unaware. The Times-Dispatch has seen fit to rank us #1 in the area. The state has now made us #1 in the state in the private schools. It's a great place to be. It just paints the target bigger. It just means we have to work that much harder to earn it. Because where we want to be is not #1 in mid to late April. We want to be there in mid to late May, right? That's the deal. So let's keep working and we'll be okay. All right. Any other gems, coaches? Coach Stratton behind the camera, nothing?
Strato.
All right, thank you all for joining us. See you on the field.